That'll make you feel bad right here.
What?
Everybody's cheering. Your picture comes up and goes, sign it.
Whose picture was it? It's the kids.
Yeah.
It's that kid picture.
Who's helping Pat now?
Do you want these two on? Do you want these two lights
You like
on?
Is everybody ready?
I agree with you.
You just sit next to them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, one moment. Dr. Tess will be joining us, and Ms. Oakley will be asking his questions. Apologize for no sound in the video. Like Coach Patrick said, we got a lot of fun things planned today. Listen to the theme of the day. We've got different test-taking strategies that coincide with the fun games we're playing. Other than that, we will patiently be waiting. Dr. Tess.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have a special guest here with us today. My name is Candy Apple, and I am here to present to you Dr. H.D. Test. Come on in, Dr. H.D. Test. Good afternoon, Centurions. Good afternoon, Centurions. We have a very special guest with us today, Dr. Ace D. Test. We're going to refer to him today fondly, though, as Dr. Ace. Welcome to the greatest middle school on the planet, Dr. Ace. We're glad you're here with us today.
Candy Apple, is it all right if I call you that?
Sure, that's my name.
Well, I know you want to know how I got here, and man, my heart is just palpitating. I was back there in the background, backstage. I heard those cheerleaders just talking, and I said, man, I can't wait to get out here on stage.
A very special place, I must say.
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about how I got here. I know we got a lot to do. We want these children to get out here and really have some fun and get some test-taking strategies. But you know, I've been in retirement.
Retirement's great, and I'm looking forward to it.
My hair's grown out a little bit. My beard's gone a little bit unruly.
That's all right.
But I was sitting out on the plains of Montana just last week, and somebody called me and said, you got to come out of retirement. Come to the test-taking strategy EOG party at New Century Middle School. And I
Right
knew,
here, our New Century Middle School?
oh yes, I knew exactly where it is.
Oh, good.
Because 8 years ago, I was in this exact spot. I was right here, and I did this exact program with a lot of teachers. I believe I saw Miss Simmons over there. She was at the school then, too.
She was?
She was. Oh, yes. Yes. So I said, I'm going to come out of retirement, and I got a little secret to share with you.
A secret?
I just started looking up New Century Middle School again, and I said, man, they got so many programs. They got champion basketball teams. They got champion softball teams and volleyball teams. They got robotics. They got all kinds of clubs. They got young authors, young musicians, young everything. And I said,
Yes, young everything. I agree.
oh, yeah. So I said, Candy Apple, I got to be there. So here I am.
We're so glad
Here
you're
I am.
We are
And
so
I'm going
glad
to be
you're
here today looking at my test-taking strategies. And let me let you know one more secret. We're going to get started.
Ooh, do tell secret.
I secretly met with these 8th graders down at the OBX. And now, if you don't know what that means the Outer Banks. And we started putting this design together, and these Encore teachers are going to lead everyone in some test-taking strategies. And it's been a little while, but I even have one of my books here with me. Hold on just a second. Oh, all right. So I'm going to have my book open when it's time.
Just did that right on.
Yeah. Now, I know we want to get started, but it's always my habit to do one thing when I'm at a school. And this is the only school I'm going to all year.
We are very blessed to have you in our presence today.
So what I want you to do, Candy, is it all right if I call you Candy?
Just for
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
I want you to just go out to the crowd and I want you to ask them one question.
Okay.
And I want y'all to raise your hands and Candy's going to call on one of you. And that question is,
What grade level am I going to?
oh, look, where's my 8th grade? Where's my 8th grade? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go over there since there are big dogs on campus. So your question, I want them to answer, and I want you to just choose a couple people, is when you think of New Century Middle School, what do you think of? Somebody raise your hand. Where are they? Raise your hand. I can't see. My hair is a little unruly. Ooh, right there. Oh, yes. What does New Century Middle School mean to you? Ooh, no, you didn't say education. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Everybody listen, here's what we're going to do. When I was here 8 years ago, nothing's changed. When I was here 8 years ago, we learned that if you said something 6 times, six. After 6 times, you learned it. You knew it. So what we're going to do is our girls down here said education. So sometime today, I'm going to say that word, and I might say education. But when I say that word, I want everybody to shout it out. Okay? So we got to get it done 6 times. You never know when I'm going to say it. All right? So we're going to try it one time. This is going to be number 1.
I think they're ready.
We might be just saying, then they might say, education. And you're going to say, ooh, that counts as number 1. But we got to be louder. We got to be together. Are these my 7th graders over here?
That's 7th grade right over there.
I didn't hear a peep out of them. And are those my 6th graders?
That's the 6th graders.
Well, I know we're going to have a couple cheers we're going to do. So when you hear that word, I'm not going to say it right now, but when you hear that word, we got 5 more times and we're going to learn that word.
5.
Okay, so I think we're ready to get started. If we're going to get started here, the first thing out of my book is we're going to do the first game. And I think in the first tip for the EOG is to eat a good breakfast. Okay, eat a good breakfast. So right now, my first test-taking strategy game is a game called Hungry Hungry Hippos, and it's going to describe how we eat a good breakfast. So if you would, Candy Apple, who's going to work this?
Our guest stars today from the 8th grade include Elizabeth Woodward, Nathan Allman, Luke O'Donnell, and Amy Noe. Come on down. From the 7th grade, we have Savannah Barnes, Cooper Thomas, Lauren Brady, and Jack Adair. Come on. From the 6th grade, we have Jackson Sales, J.R. Lewis, Molly McKenzie, and Ella Walker. Come on down. From the faculty, we have Miss Raymond, Miss Peterson, Miss McKinney, and Miss Fry. Come on down.
Hey, say that again. Say that again.
Say the teachers again.
Teachers, Annie McKinney, Fry, Raymond, and Peterson. McKinney, Fry, Raymond, and Peterson.
So you're going to be in charge of making sure that stuff is
All right, Coach C, are they all in place? They all in place? On your mark, and get set, and go! 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think we're counting, but it looks to me, if you look down here to your right and their left, I think in a landslide, we've got 1-0 teachers. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. As they're getting that cleaned up. Thank you, Centurions. Thank you so much. As they're getting that cleaned up, you can see the importance of having a good breakfast. These teachers are well fortified today. We're going to move on to our next one, and that one's going to be always listen to your teachers. Always listen to your teachers. And for that, oh, remember, we've got 5 more times to say that word. We're going to bring on the professor of education. Miss Metcalf is going to say, Principal says, Simon says, listen for the names. Principal Metcalf, Candy Apple, can we have some names, please?
Oh, yes.
Ooh, yeah.
I think I should eat more breakfast. Okay, this time, competing in Listen to Your Teachers, the following people come on down. Kyle Gaines, Sophia Romero, Jacqueline Snelling, Chloe Spencer, Jacob Reader, Isaiah Mason, Parker Wilson, Kellen DeVries, Cody Green, Kirsten Wood.
Miss Metcalf is going to ask a couple questions. Simon says questions. Candy Apple, give her a microphone.
So we can see how well you can pay attention to the directions. Well, remember, if you make the move without me saying Simon says, then you must go back to your position. Last one standing wins. Are you ready? There we go. Simon says, hop on your right foot. Simon says, stop hopping and stand on both feet. Raise your right hand. Raise your left hand. Simon says, raise your left hand. Drop both hands and down. You're good crowd. Simon says, march in place. Simon says, stop marching. Simon says, cha-cha real smooth. Simon says, Simon says, do the floss dance. Doing the floss dance. Wrong. Okay. Simon says, hop on to stand still. High five the person to your right. That's it. Whip into the nay-nay. Everybody clap your hands. Simon says you head still confusing toes. When I say stop, Simon says I'm a little too high. Chicken dinner. Stop the chicken dance, raise your right hand. Oh, Simon says stop the chicken dance, raise your left hand. Simon says raise your right hand. Simon,
All right, listen very carefully. As the next one goes, we have a next test-taking strategy. Choose the right answer, eliminate bad choices, or eliminate bad answers. And we've got a nice little game here about eliminating those answers that we know aren't right. So, Dr. Jinks, if you would come on down, we've got some students for you to eliminate wrong answers.
Diane Kaiser, Norton Allen, Nathan Rogers, Ethan Biggs, Hunter Good, Richard Melton, Trinity James, Leah Thompson, Ian Phillips, Tyler Smith, Johnny King, Wyatt McCoy, Taylor Wright, Olivia Ramos, Patterson Davenport, Taylor Thomas, Kylie Villa,
Which Carol did you want?
Alina Terrell.
Like I heard it's Carol, I didn't know which one.
Kylie Whitlock, Alina Terrell, Ryan Kaiser, Noy Allen, Nathan Rogers, Ethan Biggs, Hunter Good, Richard Melton, Trinity James, Leah Thompson, Ian Phillips, Hallie Smith, Jonah King, White McCoy, Taylor Wright, Maria Ramos, Patterson Davenport, Kelly Thomas.
All right, so we have eliminate answer choices. Each participant has pantyhose on their head. And they are going to eliminate the wrong answers, leaving the correct answer standing. Are we ready? First question. What is the capital of North Carolina? A, Charlotte, B, Raleigh, C, Southern Pines, or D, Berkeley? Correct answer, B, Raleigh. And the next question. What is the capital of the United States?
They didn't get it right.
Carthage is not the capital of the United States. I'm sorry, Taylor. Hey, next question. And the next question reads, what planet is closest to the sun? We're learning something today. Carthage is not the capital of the United States, and Earth is not the closest to the sun. We have one more question to redeem ourselves, and it goes. During a basketball game, Kelly made 15 successful shots out of 25 tries. What was her percent of success? Eighth grade, I hate to say it, but sixth grade, you took that A. Nice job. All right, bonus question. Eighth grade, let's see if you can put some dignity back. Bonus question, last one. Right now, sixth grade has the most correct answers. Let's see if eighth and seventh grade can catch up. Last question, bonus question, winner take all. Which of these is most likely to be spread when two people drink from the same water bottle?
all these contestants a hand, a round of applause. All right, we're going to take just a break from our test-taking strategies.
Our fine esteemed guest, Dr. Ace D. Test, has some further information for you, but we're going to have a short break. Dr. Ace, what's next on this agenda?
We've got our outstanding cheerleaders getting ready to lead us in the cheer, and I think it's going to pit 6 versus 7 versus 8. But is there? Oh, I'm sorry. I've been on vacation way too long. I think this one is rock steady, so everybody gets to chime in on this one. But as our cheerleaders are coming in, let's hear how you say education. Cheerleaders, come on up. I'm taking a short break, but come on up, cheerleaders. Ooh, yeah. All right, cheerleaders, hit it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can have your attention, please. All right. Thank you, cheerleaders. That was awesome. Now, I know that we're on some more play, Dr. Rose. Now, we're back to some more fabulous test strategies given to us by D-Test today. So, what do you have exciting for us now, Doc?
Well, you know, when I was writing my book a few years ago, I said, there's one that really seems self-explanatory and the easiest thing, but we still got to remember it. And I was just thinking about that, and I said, I'm going to write it down today. It's always choose the best answer. We eliminated some answers a little while ago. Now we're down to probably 2 or 3 answers. We got to choose the best answer. And there's a fine, esteemed colleague out there, Miss Graham, that's going to help us, give us a demonstration of how to choose the best answer. And it's going to include a little bit of twisting and turning around. So without further ado,
here are the list of fabulous students invited to be a part of this Choose Your Best Answer. So listen closely. It's a long list of folks. Yana Allen, William Carver, Sarah Jane Thomas, Trevor McLaughlin, Emily Cardamone, Addie Cadell, Peyton Jordan, Chandler Reed, Dawson Riley, Tyne Ross, Diego Mendez, Reagan Best, Luke Hardy, Eva Reinhardt. Thank you. Eva Reinhardt, Shelby Kissel, Allie DeMassey, Andy Whitaker, Owen St. John, Daniel Park, Eric Bravo, Michaela Kirk, Griffin Booker, Sean Black, Finley Spicer, John Coffey, Ed Womble, Mateo Ramon, Maddie McDaniel, Dallas Jackson, and Brian Sylvester.
All right, I think they're ready. I think they're ready. I think they're ready, Candy. I think they're ready.
Orchestra, we have another test-taking strategy straight from Dr. Ace. Ooh, a secret? What is it?
Ooh, this next one is the hardest one to remember. That one is stay focused.
Stay focused?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that is a very difficult one to do, Dr. Ace, but I believe we have just the right people.
There's a lot of distractions out there. You're going to be wanting to look out the window tomorrow. You're going to want to go to the next question. You want to go to the one behind you, but you're going to choose the best answer. You're going to stay focused, and when you do, you're going to get a really good education. Oh, King Apple, oh, King Apple, now I'm ready for your
We
contestants.
got to get our mind right
Get it
here.
right.
Get our mind right. All right, our contestants are Leah Falk, Kayleen Wheat, Jameson River, Hallie Chavis, J.D. Scarborough, Mercedes Alvarado, Ashton Gross, Eli Robinson, Tim White, Ella Faircloth, Miriam Rittenauer, and Maria Conway.
I don't think the sixth grade.
Sixth grade, I need Nick Conway, Miriam Rittenauer, Ella Faircloth, and Tim White. Here comes Ella. Nick Conway, Miriam Rittenauer, Tim White. Alright, here are the rules for the human ring toss. Be sure you're staying focused. Those guys are going to stand down there kind of like a cactus, very still. They need to toss those rings, one on each arm, one on their head, and the fourth one can go, well, anywhere they can make a step. And I believe our contestants are ready. On the whistle. Yesterday, in physical what?
Oh, yesterday in physical education.
I heard there was a very special
Ooh, I got to interrupt 1 second before you go. It just reminded me of a note that I put in the back of my text.
Oh.
Put in the back of my text.
Yes. What was that note?
Oh, when I saw all those beach rings and all that, just reminded me of my vacation. When I was a student, 57 years ago, I remember I could enjoy my vacation just a little bit more, knowing I had done my best on my EOGs.
Doing your best.
So I want you guys to remember that, to do your best. So when you go on that vacation, you can sit there in the sand and sit there in the surf and say, hey, I did my best. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Candy Apple. Where were we?
Oh, I remember. Sometimes doing your best takes a lot of skill, but sometimes it takes a little bit of luck. And so our own Miss Graham ran a very special activity yesterday. Ready to do a little championship for.
Now we're one team. Look around you. Look to your left and look to your right. We're individuals, but when it all comes down to it, we're a team. And we are centurions. And Miss Graham is going to show this right now, that we are one team, one centurions. And when we do, guess what happens? We have great students, and with great students, we have great education! All right, Miss Graham, you're up, Miss Graham.
All right. It's time to rock, paper, scissors, championship. For your champion from your seat, okay, as loud as you can. We're going to start out with 6th grade, and remember, once we have a champion, you become the biggest fan of your grade level champion, okay? The 6th one, we've got Peyton Jordan. Number 2. Everybody knows how to play. We're going to say, ready, set, go, and then it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Who you pulling for?
Hey, yeah, Peyton, stay there, man. You're going to represent the 6th grade. Stay there, Peyton, stay there.
Ethan Brock. to play the game is because we're all on the same team. And as soon as we have a champion, we're going to repeat. Everybody, call it Now, we wanted to be sure that Dr. A.C. Test realized that we are all in this fabulous building where we get a what?
We're in this fabulous building together because all together we're going to get a great education.
Alright, now, what we have here is a beach ball toss. The ball has to go all the way down and back using only their feet. Only their feet. Alright, there you are. While the cheerleaders are coming forward,
all right, Centurions, listen very carefully. As I leave you today, it's been a very, very special pleasure to be a part of you. I can feel the vibes. I can feel 4s and 5s coming on tomorrow, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Do your best. Use those strategies. Relax. And be strong Centurions. Now, as these cheerleaders are coming up, getting ready to lead you in a cheer, Candy Apple is going to be leading me out of here. It's a pleasure. Have a good evening.
Here's how you're going to dismiss. Here's how you're going to dismiss. Sixth grade bus riders, sixth grade bus riders. You exit out of that now. Sixth grade bus riders only. Now, sixth grade car riders.